HADR, disaster recovery mechanism. Okay, so DR concept here. So what is mean by disaster recovery, right? So disaster recovery, right? So disaster recovery means the main goal of the disaster recovery ensure data availability during the regional failure or natural disasters. So disaster means, so ensure your database should be available even after your regional failure or disaster. So maybe sometimes we may have some power outages, fire, right? Cloud region down. This kind of things will happen, right? In that case, we should have the BCP, business continuity plan, to run the operations from the disaster side. We have a BCP, so business continuity plan here. So there are some mechanisms in the HANA, some DR mechanisms in the HANA, right? So mechanisms, right? Here mechanisms in the HANA database here. So in that, the DR mechanisms means there is a storage system replication that we know, right? Replicating the entire system from, so using the primary, secondary, and one DR remote site, we can perform the, using the replication mode, we can replicate the data, right? The second one is the, so second one is the asynchronous replication. Same secondary DR site receive the log shipping with the some delay, like instead of your secondary system, your, so suppose example, if you see, this is the primary, secondary, your DR site. This is in the different region. This is in the different region. This is in the different region here, right? So this is the primary HANA system here. So HANA 1. So HANA 1 and HANA 2 and HANA 3. We have the three systems we have here, right? So here we have to, so normally using the replication, this is a HA scenario, right? This is a high availability scenario. So this is the DR scenario, disaster recovery scenario. So HADR. So normally, so data will be replicated to the primary to secondary within the same region, synchronous mode. Same data will be replicated to the, so your DR site also here, right? This we will call it as the disaster recovery. This will be in the asynchronous mode. This will be in the synchronous mode here. So entire your disaster, entire this region is down. We have the DR, we can bring up the DR, anyhow data replication is happening, then we can start the SAP systems, we can continue the plan, business continuity plan here, right? That is the, so automatic. Some customers, why we need second to HANA system here, then what we can do, instead of this place here, they will use the secondary as a HANA 3 system, HANA 1, HANA 3. Something is happens HANA 1, automatic failover happens to the HANA 3. Something is happens here, automatic failover happens to the 1. So normally in this case, something is happens here, HANA 2 will be up. Something is happens, HANA 1 will be up. So automatic failover using the cluster nodes here. Automatic failover using the cluster nodes. Cluster nodes means in the HA scenario, there are some OS tools here. One is the FaceMaker and CoroSync. These are the some cluster tools, OS level tools. You need to install these cluster tools at operating system level on the primary host, on the secondary host, so that, so this cluster will always will monitor the primary. So then heartbeat, if the something heartbeat is wrong, then immediately it will fail over back to the secondary node. That we will call it as the HANA 1, HANA 2, primary and secondary. So this way HANA will be, this way we can say, so without any outage, we can bring up the secondary system also here. In here through replication, data will be replicating. So same data is available in this HANA database also. So we don't have any issue. It's a OS cluster based HA. And also storage redundancy. Some customers, suppose like there is a storage level replication, the NAS, SAN, RAID disk level replication to the another shared drive, some other real-time replication, which we are talking about the system replications. Sometimes post auto failover. So auto failovers, there the multiple mechanisms are there in HA side, and DR mechanisms also there. The multiple mechanisms are there, right? So normally here, normally we will call it as the scale out architecture. This we will call it as the scale out architecture and scale up architecture here. So there are the two scenarios in the HANA database here. One is the scale up. Scale up means single host. Second one is the scale out. Scale up, scale out. Scale out means it's a multi-host. Multi-host here, multiple active servers plus one standby node here. It's a very large data sets for our BW systems. They will use the scale out architecture, right? Scale up means it's a only one node. They say one or more. So on the same, only one system here, right? Normally the system which we have installed on that is all are the scale up systems only. Scale up. Scale out means multi-node. So during the installation time, you will get the one option. Do you want to add the host to the multiple host to the system? One HANA SID, multiple host, that we will call it as the scale out. Scale up means, so scale up means existing system, you can increase existing only one system here. So why they are called it the existing scale up and scale out mean this is a one host, this is a multi-host here. One host means within the one host, you can add the, you can increase the, keep on increasing the memory and resources. Within the one host, you are keep on increasing the memory and everything here. Scale out means you can add one more host, one more host, one more host, like that. Multiple active workers plus standby nodes, we can add it here. So in this way, replication, in this way, all the servers we will use the common file systems. So the data will be the same here. That is called the HSR replications, storage replications, HADR scenarios here, right? So that is the three-tier architecture, face makers, Coro sync. These and all the high availability side, HADR concept side here, right? So these tools will help you to failover, auto failover to the primary to secondary, secondary to primary, right? Reverse replication, right? In that we have the scale up means single host, scale out means multi-host here. In one HANA SID, when you are installing, during the installation time, you will get the, do you want to add the additional host to the system? Additional host to the system, that we will call it as the scale out. Additional host means scale out architecture here. Scale out architecture. That is the scale out. Okay. So in this way, normally it's a very cost effective also. Why? Because you need three different hosts and one is the primary, same SID, same SID, same SID. Then you need to configure the replications and you need separate support team, separate hardware, separate network. So separate team to manage this one, cluster resources, cluster packages, pacemaker, porosync, these all those things you required to perform the, so this one here. That's why we have a scale out and scale out here, right? So that is the main thing of the here, right? So here, what you need to know here, what is mean by RPO? I think I discussed it. I think RPO and RTO, recovery point in object, recovery time in objective. RPO not more than means it's a zero. High availability side, it's a zero here. Why? Because it's a minimum seconds to minutes only. So why? Because it's a data loss. RPO means data loss. RTO means time, downtime. How many minutes it will take the recovery time to object, recovery time, seconds to minutes or hours, right? That is the main RPO and RTO concepts here in the DR side. So mainly you guys need to remember the what is mean by RPO, RTO. What is mean by RTO here? RPO and RTO. Recovery point objective, recovery time objective. So RPO is, what is meant by RPO means maximum amount of data loss your business can tolerate during the system failure or disaster. So whenever any disaster happens, what is the data loss maximum? RPO means maximum amount of data loss. So how much time you will take time to recover the data? What is the that that is the so normally if it's 15 minutes. Why? Because the save point is every 15 minutes, right? So every 15 minutes, not more than 15 minutes. Actually, the RPO is 15 minutes, right? Why? Because every save point data will be moved to the from in memory to disk folder. So then 16 minute something disaster happens. So then last 15 minutes data only we can recover it here. Maximum amount of data loss. Save point to save point. That gap is called the RPO, right? So that is the RPO, recovery point objective. If your RPO is 15 minutes, then in case of failure, your backup and replication should not lose more than 15 minutes worth of data. Last 15 minutes data, we will lose it, right? That is the replication. RTO means recovery time objective. RTO is maximum acceptable time your system can bring down, right? Time, how much time it will take to bring up the system after the outage, right? So that is the one. RTO is normally 30 minutes actually. Your DR and HA solution must bring up the system within the 30 minutes in case of failure 30 minutes here, right? System startup time here. So 30 minutes, right? So this concepts, this information you should know what is meant by RPO, RTO, right? So data loss. RPO means data loss and RTO means downtime. How much time it will take to recover the data and everything. That is the RPO, right? These and all the so cases here. Very important. These and all the things, some of the important thing here. So HANA, during the HANA deployment time, I already explained, right? So HANA deployments, it's not only in the on-premises, we can also in the BTP level, there is a HANA cloud, DB as a service-based concept. We can also deploy the HANA system on the, so here as well. In the HANA cloud side also, we can deploy it here. HANA HANA cloud, right? This is the on-prem HANA database. This is the HANA Cloud HANA database here. HANA Cloud HANA database. Here also we can deploy the HANA system here on-prem and HANA Cloud HANA database here. So this way also we can, so on-prem HANA database here, right? This is the cloud, HANA Cloud. But both the databases, the scope is same, store the data, retrieve the data. But here we are on premises, you are the infrastructure responsibility. You will download the software, you will install the software. But here SAP responsible for software and everything. You will only application access, HANA Studio level access, that you can manage the systems and everything. That is a HANA HANA, so HANA cloud level here. But both are same. But this is a DB as a service. This is a this is everything under your control here, right? That is the one. So HANA we can install on the cloud, also on premises, your own data center also you can install it here, right? That is the main thing. So and so backup strategy. That is also one of the important point. Backup strategy. What is your backup strategy? So production systems always it should be. So backup strategy is production daily backup, daily full backup, and non-production systems you can take the weekly ones full backup and every day incremental backup is fine. Why? Because daily also we can take the full backup, but non-production systems, right? Non-important systems. So that so, so that is the one of the important backup strategy you should know. Okay. So important backup strategy mainly. What is your backup strategy? Sometimes they may ask you these questions. Then in this case, production daily we have the full backup, and so non-production systems we have the daily incremental backup, and every Sunday or Saturday we have the so full backup. Like that you have to answer it here, right? So that is the main thing here. So data will be stored in columnar way, vertically columnar way. Data will be stored in the form of compression format. there is a parallel processing. All the business data will be in the column store tables only. We have the row store tables, but that is only for the system configuration will be stored. Row store table system configuration will be stored. Replication modes, save point will occur every 5 minutes by default, right? And also, how do you monitor the memory usage? And means, so in the HANA Studio, Cockpit, OS level, what is mean by delta merge, data backups, and Cockpit, what is the purpose, right? So then RPO, HANA process here, HANA system DB, tenant DB. So how to stop the tenant databases, how to reset the passwords, right? How to log into the, so what is the, so, so yeah, these are the main important things you should know. How many process in the HANA, what is the latest version? So what is the delta merge, save point, backups, recovery, right? Our recovery 3 types, backups 3 types. So then how can we secure the data? Data security means, so we need to carefully provide the passwords. So passwords, and also we need to protect the passwords. Anyhow, when you are in the real time, when you are connecting to the systems, you have to carefully, you have to connect to the VPN, and there are some other procedures, right? There are a lot of things here, right? So that way we can also secure the data here, right? So that is the one of the secure the data means password policies. You have to disable the system user, individual user IDs, and audit log policies. You have to enable it. So these and all the things are the secure options here. If you are the system user, everybody will log into the system user only, right? If you don't have the audit policies, people will do anything. That's why if you have the audit policies and the regular auditing is running, then no one touch, right? So that is the main thing here. So that is the one thing. And security, that is fine. Authentication, password policy, control, roles, privileges, network level security, voice level security. Everywhere if you go, definitely there is a security auditings. So regular patching also regularly, it will improve the some of the security fixes also here. So regular patching, audit policies, so voice level security settings, that's all the things will comes under the security, to secure the data, to secure the databases. And encryption mechanisms, that is also one of the future, encryption the mechanism, encrypting the data, that is also one of the important future encryption mechanisms. Any other specific questions, anyone? Maybe I can answer instead of I am telling always. If you ask me, I can answer.
Sir, if any scenario-based question like will face at the time of like in our project. So like what are the tickets will get generated for any issue? So can you please explain some of the cases?
So scenario based questions means if you ask me one scenario, I can explain it. Maybe if you
So
want some scenario based questions means I can explain it. Some of
so
the
like
things like, yeah.
I have heard that like there is a one like P1 generated. So it is regarding the file system backup got fooled. So for that like the P1 got generated. So can you please tell me like how to deal with this?
So file system issue means there are the multiple file systems. Which file system? So let me tell you the one of the scenario. Okay, which I faced in the 2 days back, one of the customer here, right? So HANA SAP is not accessible. SAP system is not accessible suddenly. SAP down because SAP is running on the S4HANA is running on the HANA database, HANA DB, HANA DB. So which mean because of in the HANA database level, so always slash HANA log is the 100% full. Okay, maximum in case of this file system is 100% full, your HANA system will go down, SAP also will be down. Okay, in maximum this is a P1 scenario which I got it 2 days back here. So then HANA log backup got, HANA log backup is not, normally log backups will run regularly 15 minutes, then it will do the cleanup and reclaim. So unfortunately for that customer, the log backup is not happening, then file system got suddenly got 100% full. Then immediately I checked at OS level, all the HANA process are running, and so SAP also no issues. Then I started debugging the HANA side. When I see the DF-H, immediately I got to know HANA log 100% full. Then immediately I stopped the application. I stopped the HANA database, even though file system is not come down. Then what I have done it here, there is a mount point here. So what we have to do, we have to move the, first of all, we need to check the where you have the free space, maybe slash and data or shared directory. So you need to temporarily, you need to move the all the log files to all the log folder in the HANA log files to so separate directory you have to move it here. Then using ln-s you need to create a soft link here for the directory. So then execute the log reclaim command. Then it will clean up the space and everything immediately. If we have the 900%, then when I done all this reclaim and everything, it will come to the 88%, immediately come down. Then immediately, I started the HANA database, started the SAP. So this all the procedure took the 2 hours, 3 hours time will take it out. 3 hours in between it's taken this all hours. So moved the currently the log folder files to the separate file directory. Then then created the mount point to the separate directory, then executed the log reclaim, then it will clear all the spaces. Then I have started the HANA database, started the SAP, it got fixed the issue. That is the main thing. It was so maybe maximum if the HANA log is full, this one. So then after that we have checked and fixed the log backup related thing. Log backup is continuously running. So if the log backups are, that's why log backup is one of the daily monitoring activities. So we need to check the backups are correctly running or not. Log backup is failure or log backup something is happens, it's not running, definitely HANA log will fail. HANA log will grow continuously. So we need to avoid that one. Make sure log backups are running fine without any issues. Okay, that is the main important thing here. And so yeah, that is the one of the scenario.
Ravi, in this question, in the log of backup is full, right? So we have an option log underscore override is equal to on or off. So we have enabled in the
After
configuration.
100% full, if you do anything, that will not come down. If you do all the R&D, it will not come down. If you do 100 anything, it will not come down. Before
No, we
coming
can
to
increase the
100%,
space, no, sir, to that mount point. We can increase the space, right?
that is a permanent solution, increasing the space and everything. But you don't have the infrastructure guy in place. So that guy is not responding. It will take some time, right, to respond that guy, ticketing and everything. It will take time. Then what you do temporarily? You don't
No,
have
that's what we
anyone.
said, 2-3 hours, right, to debug all this. Instead of that,
Yeah.
no, that exactly. This we have to do it.
Yeah.
First, we have to ask them to increase the mount point. Then we can do all these things. No,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, that is
So
also
for the
permanent
immediate,
based. Yeah, that is also one of the solution. But that is not always the solution, right? Why it's running like suppose today you increased the 100 GB, that is fine. Again after 1 week, again it will come to 100%. Again you will increase 100%. Then cost is when you increase it, then storage cost will so billable for the customer, right? So, but why it is coming? Why it's coming? One time, if you increase it, then you will start investigation. That is well and good. But if you keep on increasing, that will be the more cost to the customer. So what we can do? So maybe temporarily we can move it, or we can extend it. Then we can work on the log backups.
okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
for that we enable the log underscore override, right? So it will override the log value, right?
Right. Yeah.
So
So temporarily, yeah. Once we have the free space, then we can override. If you don't have any space, then so even though if you increase the slash and a log, log means what? Temporary calculations, temporary data operations and everything. The log is very important. So this log is not 100% full. What will happen? This log is 100% full. So the transactions will not commit. So SAP will go on standstill mode, which means SAP will not take your request. SAP will keep on loading. So this type of issues we may get it out. So definitely you need to have a downtime. So maybe some cloud providers. So some of the cloud, without stopping the HANA database, we can increase it here. Yes, if it is in the cloud, without stopping the databases, simply they can extend the file systems. That will fine. But in the memory means definitely we have to stop it. So file systems without stopping the services, we can increase it here. That is a critical production system. There is no downtime. You have to fix the issue. Then you need to, there is no option then. We have to increase the file system.
Yeah, Ravi, while installing automatically it will create the some space, right? So how can we add the space to the file system in the real time scenario? Like I mean, while installing it will automatically take the RAM into one, right? So how
While
can
installing, that is our, we are giving the 3 into RAM size, 4 into RAM size, 2 into RAM size, we are giving the size. So
okay.
the main size we are giving, right? So then that is the fixed one. After that, the space, after that data size is very huge and we need to increase it means the physical volumes we have to increase it. Physical volumes we have to increase it. Then automatically we can, automatically there is some commands at operating system level. We can increase the logical volumes also, we can increase it here. So that's possible. We can increase it. It's not like that. So whatever, yeah, SAP HANA, it won't take that HANA. So HANA by default, it whatever the memory you given in the sizing part here, it will only use that memory on that space and that memory only. But if you increase it in the somewhere, it will not take. Actually, in the OS level, there is a concept here, LSBLK. So you need to increase this mount point here. Suppose I want to extend the HANA. Then so in this mount point, so I need to increase this SDA3. I have to increase it here. SDA3, I have to increase it. So which means, so where this is hosted, LVM, suppose like this is hosted on the cloud. In the cloud side, we have to go and there we need to extend there. Then here, after that, then we can just come to here. Then LV extend commands, we can use LV extend commands. So then there are some commands we can use it. Then we can increase the size, the total size, we can increase it here. So if it is the on-premises, so what we can do, so on-premises means definitely either it is a hyperview or somewhere it is hosted. So suppose like my systems are in the on-premises. What I can do here, I can go to the hyperview. So why? Because all these systems are in the hyperview, it is sharing the common storage here. Then I can go to the my hyperview. So suppose example, so I have the almost around 6 TB space at operating system level here. If you increase all the size systems here, this is a 2 TB, this is a 1 TB, this is a 1 TB, this so other 6 TB here, right? So all these systems. So suppose like I want to increase the HANA, then what I will do? I will just go to the here. I need to stop it first of all, right? So I need to stop it. I need to go to the here. We want to increase the memory. Just what I will do, I need to increase the memory here. So instead of 1 TB, instead of 100 GB, then I can go to the 200 GB. I can increase the memory. But file systems, you have the disk drives, right? So HANA, you have given this one, and this one you are giving the this much, right? I need to go to the edit. I need to extend the file systems here. That's what I have to do it. Suppose
In
example,
real
if I go,
time, infra teams work, no, sir?
yeah, real time infra team will work on this part. What they will do, they will go to the Hyper-V, where is the source of the server they created. Then they will go to the settings and they will go to the disk. Then, so this is the disk, right? So then this is the disk here. So what they will do, so maybe if they want to add one more disk, they can click on the create the button here. They can create the new disk, new hardware. Then, so then they can create the new hardware, so dynamically or fixed size. So then you can just, they will create it here, how much you want to take it out. So either 127 GB or 130 GB, or you want to increase the existing 1 terabyte to 2 terabyte. So what you want to increase, so like that they will increase it here. But real time in the on-premises system should be stopped. But if it is in the cloud, in the same concept, but you no need to, in the cloud, you no need to stop the systems in the cloud. So in the on fly we can extend the sizes of the disks and everything, we can extend it here. That's possible. We can do that one.
In on-premise also, some scenarios we can extend online also, no, sir. Like, some they will be having some, like, tool or something is installed. So,
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe some cases, I guess. Yeah.
yeah. And one more, sir. See, we want like, DR drill, like, checklist or what exactly, has to be done during the DR drill. So that checklist, if you have, so that
I
it will be
will,
good, sir.
yeah, I will have to prepare it, that checklist. Maybe I have the old one, but DR drill means, so, okay, I will share you the maybe some checklist. I will prepare the some steps and I will share with everybody. DR drill means
Exactly.
they will one weekend, maybe 1 weekend or yearly once or 1.5 year once. What they will do, they will stop all the production operations. In case of actual disaster will happen, that time how will you act it? Same way, they will stop all the production systems. They will bring up the everything on the DR side. They will bring up. So all the data we hear. Then they will ask functional users and technical users and some of the end users to log into the DR system. Then check how the system is behaving, how that is running, how the transactions are happening, is it okay, jobs are running or not, custom programs are running or not. All those checks they will perform it. That's called the DR drill. So just mock, like kind of in case of actual disaster, that time how will you act it? Do you have the steps in handy? So that kind of disasters drill we have to perform it in the yearly ones. In that case, high level, what we have to do? So we need to sync all the data. In your data will be synced. So then we need to create some data here. We need to take a note down of the changes, and functional team will create some test scenarios and everything. They will take care of the data. They will wait for the 15 minutes and entire data will be synced to the primary to DR side. Then what they will do, they will bring down the DSA, they will bring down the production system. Then they will start up the DR server and SAP. Then whatever the data they created from here, it is available or not. So they will do some kind of testing here. That purpose, so they will do the mocks, DR mocks and everything. But because actual disaster happens, you will be ready that case, right? That's why in the current offices also, maybe yearly once and that time, so we will perform the disasters, right? Mock DRs, right? In the assembly, so they may conduct some DRs programs, disaster programs, fire drills and everything. Because of in case of emergency happens, how you have to vacate the houses, emergency exist and everything. How soon you will go to the outside? That first person to that person will step down the steps and go to the assembly outside. How much time is taken for the disasters? So that person they will calculate it actually. So suppose like example, when I attended one of the DR drill in Bangalore, one of my earlier company. So I'm in the 14th floor. How quickly either lift also it should not be safe. So I need to step down steps. I need to use the steps, and I need to go to the ground floor and outside. Then so they will calculate the time. So who is the person? That person they will identify it here. How quickly is coming out from starting to ending? That time they will calculate it, and that is the actual during the fire drill or something. How much time it will take for the person to come out? So that they will calculate it at the times. So that way here also how much time it will take to bring down starting the DR server and start up the system, data replication, how much time it is taking. So that time they will calculate as a RPO and RTO. So as soon as disaster is down, within 15 minutes, within 30 minutes, you need to bring up the DR. Why? Because operations, when one country operations are affected in another country's operations, so you can bring up the DR and they will go with them. Suppose like banking servers, one country is affected, then they have the banking servers in all the countries, right? Then other countries also they will do the operation that way.
And when we do any upgrades, no, sir. So first we need to do in secondary and then primary or in a DR, like how we have to do the upgrades or any
Yeah,
patchings.
when you are doing the upgrade, so maybe if your DR also there, then first so we can also suppose already you have the concept called the primary, secondary, and you have the DR also in sync. Some customer DR, they won't be in sync. So only during that time, they will bring up the system. So some customers, they will keep on only DR also here. So this is all in the one side. This is all in the one side here. So DR is not a priority actually, or DR also priority for some customers, right? This is the primary. This is the secondary. This is the DR. This is the HA. This is the DR. Okay. So during the during the upgrade time, so always, so replication, while doing the replication, there is a thumb rule. Replication will always pass from low to high, lower volume to higher volume. How the water flow will happen? Higher to low, right? So water flow will happen from the higher to low, right? So, but in the, this is a reverse replication, which means low to higher, low to low, low to higher, not from higher to low. Means, so if you want to upgrade, during the upgrade, if you do the primary first, the replication will not happen. Replication will be broken. Why? Because replication will not happen from the higher patch level to lower patch level. That is the for sure. But in that case, what we have to do? You need to do the, so secondary first, then this is the first, then this is the first. In case of you have DR also in place, then you need to do the DR, then you need to do the secondary, then you need to do the primary. That way we have to do it. Why? Because if you do the higher first, this is secondary first, then replication will keep on happening. Replication will always flow from, so low to low means same to same, or same to higher, but same to not lower. So then why? Because if you upgrade first this one, entire replication will broken. So but replication have the capability from, so if the same version, or so it's a more than same version, more than source. Either source and target should be the same, or so target should be higher than source. Then only in these two cases your replication will pass. So then, so that's why if you do this one, this is a higher version, so replication will flow from here to here. So if you do this one, replication will flow. So then after that, finally you can do this one. While doing this one, you can just to fail over to here, then replication will start from here, then you can do the upgrade and everything, then we can fail over back to the here. Otherwise, you can just shut down the all those things, then do the all at a time, then bring up the all the systems. Because upgrade will not take much time, right? So you can do it here. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Checklist, right? I will check it and I will send you the checklist also, what activities and everything. So yeah, let me check in my documents. I have anything. Otherwise, I will prepare it. I will send you. And any other questions, anyone? So we'll keep on touching maybe. So don't worry. So if you have any things or anything, just ping in the groups, or we will connect maybe one weekend, same thing like that. If you have any questions, we will connect it. So that's why for a few minutes that we will connect it.
So can you share some interview questions also?
Okay, I will share it. Yeah, I have a few things, I guess. Yeah, I will. Yeah, I will share the interview questions and DR checklist. Okay, these two I will share it. Yeah, HANA, lot of things are there here. I hope so. I definitely I will share it. Yeah, I will share it.
So certification, any guidance you can provide, like how to prepare and write down?
Which one?
Certification.
Certification, there is a HANA certification, C_DBADM_2404 or 03. There is a certification here. This is for the HANA DB. So this one you can write it out for the HANA. Yes.
Dumps, anything, sir, or anyhow?
Normally dumps we have to procure or purchase from the outside actually. But I have some old dumps are there.